Good afternoon and happy Monday to you. I'm CJ LeMaster, your digital news desk host here on WLBT Plus and your lead investigative reporter for WLBT. We appreciate you joining us on this Monday, October 13th. Got several of you watching right now in our Facebook live stream. We also have many of you watching on our app, our OTT platforms, and also on YouTube where we're streaming live as well. We have a lot of stuff to get to, including some breaking news about a homicide. We don't know much about it at this point, but I can tell you what we do know. We know that it happened. It's believed to have happened today. Interim Police Chief Tyree Jones, who's also the Hinds County Sheriff, tells us that this happened in the 3700 block of Liberty Street. Now, on our homicide tracker, this is all the information that we have. It happened today. That JPD is investigating. They found an unidentified man who appeared to have been shot in the head. The sheriff, interim police chief, is calling this a homicide at this point. Ordinarily, so they must have seen something there that led them to believe that this was not self-inflicted. This would be the city's 58th homicide, but for JPD, in terms of what they're investigating, it's the 49th. You have to remember, the Capitol Police, when they investigate homicides, JPD does not count that in their number because they only count the homicides they worked. WLBT, our homicide tracker, which has records from 2016 all the way to this year, we count how many killings actually took place in the city regardless of who investigated it. Of course, you can see all of that online right now. We have had 4 killings thus far this month, but we're still down 39% versus last year. But we've had 9 people killed in the last 30 days. It has been a violent weekend, as you might imagine, and we're going to lead off talking about that. We had several shootings. I know you probably got alerts. You probably saw a lot about it online. It has been a very busy a few days for investigators, and it has been a tumultuous one for many families across many different communities here in the state. Before we get to that, I want to go ahead. I noticed that we've got some comments already. Melissa Price saying, hello, happy Monday. Melissa, didn't want to forget about you. Hope you're having a wonderful Monday as well. Britt saying, good afternoon, everyone. Prayers the victims' families statewide after last weekend's tragic events. Yeah, it's a horrible situation for everybody involved, and we want to do our part in making sure that we get as much information out about what's happened as possible. One of the ways we're doing that is by giving you new details on that mass shooting that happened Friday night in Leland. Now, no arrests have been made, but the FBI is now helping and doing what they can to help assist law enforcement. I want you to take a look at this. These are the pictures. It's not the best quality, and I apologize for that, but that's what we were given from federal investigators. These surveillance images of 4 people they are looking for. 3 are male, 1 is a woman. The Bureau says that these images came from the area of Provisions Restaurant, Cannon Sports Bar and Grill, and the Uptown Pool Hall on Main Street. That third picture there was taken. We were not given a location information on that. But again, these photos are being released. They were released yesterday evening because these federal authorities are trying to help local and state law enforcement in apprehending those they believe responsible for what happened. Now, as you know, and as we have been talking about, tragically, 6 people died and 10 others were hurt in that Friday night shooting, which the FBI says was sparked by a disagreement among several people. The mayor of Leland says the city has now imposed new restrictions with an existing curfew to help keep people off the streets at night for now. Again, if you have any information, photos, or video related to that shooting, please reach out to the FBI or local law enforcement. Already getting some comments here from some of you. Melissa Price saying the killing needs to stop. It has been a lot. It has been a lot, Melissa, and I appreciate you saying that. A lot of folks, also, like as Letitia's saying, praying for family and friends. It is a horrible situation, and my heart goes out to everybody affected. I mean, it's just absolutely horrifying. I was sitting at home, as many of you may have been, and then we start seeing these, alerts coming through, and then we see more and more of them, and they're connected to homecoming events, and we're just thinking, my goodness, what's going on? I mean, it's it just, for it all to be happening, and again, we have no conclusive evidence that any of these are connected. But it's a crazy coincidence that all of them took place within the course of 2 or 3 days with each other. We want to tell you about, we have new information on the shooting, the deadly shooting at Alcorn State. One person was killed during that shooting on the campus of Alcorn State during homecoming celebrations. And we want to show you what information we have. 29-year-old Brakira Fisher. She was killed. 2 others were injured in that incident. In response, the university announced on social media that current students and employees were allowed on campus. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation is leading this case with support from local law enforcement. I wanted to say, too, that in the Leland situation, MBI is also leading that as well. The FBI is assisting, but MBI is the lead agency. Capitol Police are investigating a shooting that injured a child near Veterans Memorial Stadium. It took place after Jackson State's homecoming game. We're told it happened in the tailgating area around 7 Saturday night. Officers say the child was taken to a hospital with at least 1 gunshot wound. No arrests have been made at this point. Meanwhile, not far from the shooting scene, at least 5 cars caught on fire. The Jackson Fire Department responded about a little after 6 Saturday evening when the fire spread from one car to the other. In all, like I said, at least 5 cars were affected. There's one of them. JFD says it was an accident, said that it started in one vehicle and spread to others. Originally, we had thought that it was from a tailgating tent, but that's fire investigators are saying it originated from a vehicle and again appears to be accidental. In Rolling Fork, a shooting during a Friday night football game there at South Delta High School left 1 person injured. Let me go ahead and get that for you here. This is the information that we have at this point. The victim is reportedly, that should say that their condition has stabilized. Stable is not exactly a condition. 2 suspects identified as Justin Pam and Michael Miles Jr. have been taken into custody. The motive for the shooting here still not known. Authorities say this remains an active investigation. And a shooting at Heidelberg High School's homecoming game Friday night left 2 people dead and 1 injured. 18-year-old Tyler Jared Goodlow was arrested and charged with 2 counts of capital murder and possession of a deadly weapon on school property. His bond was set at over $2 million. Police have not released the victims' identities or the condition of the 3rd victim. Now, Mississippi's governor responding to all of this happening, and we have his quote here. We want to show you, and that should be formatted a little bit differently. I'm sorry that it's hard to read there. We're going to try to fix that in just a second here. But he says, quote, "Our state is praying for the victims and their families, as well as the entire Heidelberg and Leland communities. Those responsible will be..." There we go. That's a little bit easier to say. Those responsible will be brought to justice. Again, that from the governor today or this weekend, saying that, and also giving an update on some of the information too. He had a very lengthy statement that gave some details on those that were affected. The FBI director, Kash Patel, also tweeting about this, saying that the FBI is aware and engaged regarding the shooting that occurred occurred over the weekend at a nightclub in Leland, Mississippi. We now know that did not happen at a nightclub. The FBI director was inaccurate there, probably going off information he had. It actually happened on Main Street. It did not happen inside a nightclub. But the FBI director going on to say that they are mobilizing assets to assist local authorities in the case. Please pray for the victims and their families. Again, it's a lot going on. Anastasia saying that this is terrible and it's too much going on. And you're right, it is. It's a lot. It's a lot. Latasha Hill is praying for the families. Bessie Sanders telling us, praying the killing will cease in Jesus' mighty name. And Wanda Smith giving prayer hands, as well as earlier Tim Naray doing the same thing. We appreciate all of that. It is a horrible situation. It's not something we enjoy reporting on. I personally don't like it. It's not a good thing to all I could sit there and think of was all the families affected and just and then just the conversations that come afterward and whether or not we don't know motives here. We don't know why it happened. We don't know what sparked the disagreement in Leland. We don't know these other areas. We were hoping to learn more information, and rest assured with the state assisting these small communities. So you might imagine Leland does not have a very big police force. Neither does Rolling Fork in Sharkey County. Sharkey County, one of the smallest counties by population in the state. Heidelberg, also not a huge area. So the state's stepping in to help when possible. And of course, the FBI is as well. Dolores Caring saying there is too much killing in our country. We need to be praying more. There certainly is a lot. And one is too many. One is too many. And if you look at everything that we have reported on over the weekend, if we had to break that down for you, you've got 6 people who died in Leland. You've got 1 person killed at Alcorn State, and you've got 2 killed in Heidelberg. So 9 people. And on top of that, you've got more than a dozen injured. You had 14 injured just in Leland alone. It's a lot. It's a lot for a weekend. And so our hope is that we will be able to get you some answers very soon. And listen, if anybody watching this is related to anybody who was affected, who was injured, who was traumatized by what happened, my thoughts go out to you. And I pray that you can find comfort, and that these families can find justice as these investigators continue to try to do their jobs. We had one more story to get to, and trying to end the day on a positive note with everything going on. Melissa Price saying you're really not safe anywhere. That's true. People will say all the time that Jackson is not safe, and don't get me started on that, because then I get upset, because I've lived in Jackson for more than 8 years. Actually, it's been almost a decade now that I've lived here, and I find it very safe. But again, it depends on where you live. It depends on, you got to keep your head on a swivel anywhere you go. It's not something that you should just, you go to New York, you go to DC, you keep an eye out on your surroundings. But I've never felt unsafe here, and it just goes to show you too that there are a lot of misconceptions. And, killings happen everywhere. And it's very unfortunate anytime that it happens. Anastasia saying, put the guns down, please. And Letitia saying, no, we are not safe. Brit saying it's sad that people cannot go out to have a good time without worrying about being killed. That's true. I mean, listen, you think about homecoming games in particular, where students and alums come back and it's a joyous occasion. You get to see the king and queen. You get to kind of relive what it was like to be back in high school for a little bit and see a lot of old friends. And it's just a shame when all of that gets interrupted by folks who just decide to take guns and do what they want to with them. The last story that we're going to talk about, though, is a positive story. It's from over the weekend. Jackson Police Department giving back to many of those, unhoused individuals, homeless folks who live here in the capital city. They did this over the weekend. Officers were joined by religious leaders at Smith Park on Saturday to feed folks out there and offer support. Those in need also received a care package with basic necessities to get them ready for the cold weather later this year. The department also giving them JTRAN bus tickets so they can get around. Interim JPD Chief Tyree Jones was there. JPD officers say they strive to make sure they serve everyone in the community.
Well, this is our Faith in Blue weekend where police, law enforcement, citizens, and faith-based and communities work together to just talk about the social norms and come together to do activities. So this is the day that we're giving back.
This event is actually part of a national police department weekend where other departments across the country also gave back to those in need. We really appreciate you watching. I know that today was a lot. It was a lot of negative of negative news, unfortunately, in terms of what's going on. And the reason why I wanted to share those with you today was because if any of you who are watching on any of these platforms has any information about what's going on, please get that to law enforcement. Now, before we will let you go, I want to show you some ways that you can do that. This is not an exhaustive list. There are other ways to do it. But if you have any information, you can call, I would say, with regard to anything that's happened in these other places, call Crime Stoppers. That number is 601-355-TIPS or 355-8477. They can also get you to the proper authorities, too, if you are trying to get information, to Heidelberg Police, for example, or to the FBI. They can help route you in that. Again, that number, 601-355-TIPS. I know that's for Central Mississippi Crime Stoppers, but it does help and it does count. Now, in terms of the FBI, and I'll go ahead and pull that up. I don't know if they sent that out whenever they sent the email to all of us, but I will definitely get that for you. And again, this is something that, let me try to find it here very quickly. The reason why we want folks to know about this, and let's go ahead and show you those pictures too before we let you go. Because again, if anybody has any information, these are the 4 individuals that police believe may be, or federal authorities believe may be responsible for what happened in Leland on Friday night. Their pictures are on your screen. If you have any information about anything, if you have any video from the scene, if you know somebody that does, please, let us know, let the FBI know. And that number for the FBI, you can call 1-800-CALL-FBI. You can also submit tips to the website tips.fbi.gov. tips.fbi.gov. The FBI Jackson Division is helping local and state authorities and trying to get answers here and get them quickly, because the quicker they can get these individuals into custody, the more that we can find information out about what happened. And of course, hopefully these families that are hurting today can get justice. We really appreciate all of you for watching and for listening today. Anastasia talking about the JPD story. Love to see the blessings. Yeah, it is good to see that. It's good to see folks giving back. Glenda Davis saying, thank you for sharing. Well, thank you for watching. And we really appreciate all of you doing that. And I hope that these investigators are able to make some headway, and hopefully within the next day or two, we're able to get you some additional information on why this happened, what happened going forward, how we can do a better job of making sure it doesn't happen again. I'm CJ Lemaster, your lead investigative reporter for WLBT, and your host for the WLBT Plus Digital News Desk update each and every day at 1 o'clock. Our First Alert Weather Team will be in here at 2:30, and we'll have our early evening newscasts beginning at 4 p.m. on air and online. And don't forget, for the latest news, weather, sports, anything you need, WLBT.com is right there. Don't hesitate to go there and check there. And if you don't have our app yet, download it, because you'll get a lot of notifications about things happening in your area, good and bad, but things that we feel that you need to know about. Again, thanks again for watching. We're going to end with a word from our sponsor, Jackson Water. We'll see you back here tomorrow afternoon. All right, take care.
From Jackson Water, is it okay to pour fats, oils, and greases down the drain if I run hot water?
No!
What if I run the garbage disposal?
No!
How about if I use dish soap at the same time?
No!
Instead, hang on to a few containers to store and toss old cooking fat and grease once you're done. Jackson Water. Water for all the time.